out there. Spread a little aloha around the world. At breakfast with Bob.
Thank you, Poncho Man. Welcome, everybody. Breakfast with Bob, our Nice World Championship edition. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by HOKA Fly Human Fly, Master Spas, Precision Fueling and Hydration, Deboer Wetsuits, Outrigger Kona Resort and Spa, Stay Longer, Save More, and of course, our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, the three-time Olympian, ranked number 3 in the world right now in PTO rankings, Mr. Marten Van Riel joins us. Marten, how are you, bud?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think we'll get into it, but it's been a pretty mixed period for me, I would say. But right now, I'm doing quite good, and I'm happy with where I am at, given what happened. So,
well, yeah, and let's go through that, because you've had, when it comes to the ankle, I was watching the video of you at the WTS race, that Leeds, I think, and you stepped in a hole in a blue carpet, a fast downhill, and you ripped the hell out of the ankle. How long were you laid up with that one?
Yeah, that was well, now that's 3 years ago already, but then I was really out for a long period, like about 5 or 6 months of no running. And I even had to take a month off everything just because it wasn't improving back then. And only, when I did a month of nothing, when I was kind of desperate already after doing 4 months of no running, we finally saw improvement back then. And I have to say that, I did something kind of similar now. Luckily, I was a bit quicker with reacting, and it didn't get as severe as back then. But obviously an ankle, like my ligaments are just a bit pulled, and it's always going to be, for me, something that's probably going to happen easier than with other people, unfortunately.
It's like if someone's a basketball player and they roll their ankle, they're more prone to roll it again. It just seems like it happens. And didn't you have a bike crash as well? Not in that same year with the Leeds running injury?
Well, that was actually just after. So that's when that's not in that year, but in the year after, I was supposed to do the US Open and the Asian Open, I think.
Yeah.
For PTO. But then, I was kind of just getting back in the flow. And then I had a bike crash, and I broke my scapula and a couple ribs. So that was kind of unfortunate. But since then, everything has been going quite well.
Yeah.
This time as well, like it's not the biggest injury or the worst problem in the world, but the timing was just the worst possible timing towards Nice. So
yeah, but you think about it, and you won 70.3 Nice this year. You were second in Vancouver, T100, 6th at San Francisco. One of my favorite races, and then second in Ironman South Africa. Watching you race last year in San Francisco, that sprint finish, that was one of my favorite memories of our sport. Just the three of you guys, Max and Rico and yourself, coming down that line. Was that one of your favorite finishes?
Yeah, I think so. I always say if I wouldn't have won that sprint, maybe it wouldn't have been my favorite memory. But winning that sprint, like on the highest level of our sport, like finishing in such a close three-way battle. That's what sports is about, and it also shows where our sport is kind of going, like it's a long distance format, and it comes down to seconds. Like the level is just going up and up, and everyone is coming like so close to each other that these races are more competitive than they've ever been. So I think that's great. Like it's exciting, and I hope it also attracts people and gets the people going.
So the transition from, you went to 3 Olympic Games, and I think you did, we talk about, for a lot of folks in long distance who had never heard of you before, we're talking about a guy who had 105 starts, 21 podiums, 9 wins, 3 Olympic Games. It's like it's a separate sport, right? Where people follow the Olympics or they follow long distance and they don't know who the heck you are. Then you come out, and in 2023, you You win Bahrain, you win Fortaleza. Your 70.3 is like it's like nothing. Did it surprise you that you had success right away with the longer distance?
I mean, obviously, you always have to do it, but I have always kind of thought that I'm better suited to the long distance.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm not a short distance athlete turned long distance. I think I'm a long distance athlete that kind of got stuck in short distance, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some really great results at the Olympics, but it was a 6th place and a 4th place, which
Yes.
always made me want to go another cycle of the Olympic Games, because obviously you won that medal,
Of course.
which I didn't unfortunately get in the end. But that's why probably I stuck quite long with the short distance. But my heart has actually always been with long distance, like from when I was a kid. Well, actually, when I was really a kid, I wanted to be a professional cyclist. But once I got into triathlon, it was actually, the dream was long distance and going to Kona mostly.
Right.
And yeah, kind of, I just got kind of pushed into the typical development path when you are quite a good young athlete, and that is a short course racing. And I'm obviously very happy of that journey as well, and that was very fun. But maybe I stuck a little bit too long there, because I've always thought that long distance would suit me better, and yeah, I've got some results already to show now.
Well, when you get 4th in Tokyo, you're that close. So you go, well, I got to get on the podium, right? I've been doing this stuff forever. I got 6th at Rio, 4th at Tokyo, and the goal would be, okay, I'm going to get a podium or win in Paris, and then I can move on. But getting the 22nd in Paris, you finally realize, okay, I am a long distance guy. This is what I need to be focusing on this. Coach Mark Karaman's one of my favorite people on the planet. When did you connect with Mark?
That's now a long time ago, when I was 15.
2009 or something, going way back.
Yeah, 2008, I think, was our first connection. But already before that, I knew him because, Mark is like a very big person, especially like in Belgium, but especially where I'm from. Like, we're from the same village, Bustwezel. Well, I'm from Loenhout, which is a little town next to it. But so Mark has always been like a big example for me. And I was good friends with his nephew, and that's how we connected in the end when I was, I think 15 or 16 in 2008, I think. Like that, he's the one that really got me in the sports and out of the cycling dream that I told you first about.
Yes. So when you go to your first Olympic Games in Rio, and as a kid, the Olympics are just, that's it. What was that like for you? Just being in the kit of your country and the flags and just all the pageantry that goes along with the Olympics.
I mean, honestly, I think it was kind of surreal. I've never really thought I was that talented, like I've never been given the easy path. I've always had to kind of work hard for where I am. I was as a kid, I was always very small, and people told me a lot, like I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. And every time I proved them wrong. And I was kind of just busy with trying to prove the people wrong that maybe told me, you can become like Belgian champion, or you can become a professional athlete. And by just keeping proving people wrong, all of a sudden I was there, at the Olympics. And that was kind of just surreal, and then felt like living a dream.
So when people say you can't do things, you injure yourself in July with your ankle, and a lot of people are like, well, he's done. He won't be getting the Nice. But they're like you have a little chip on the show. People tell you can't do something, you can't recover in time, you can't race Nice. It's too hard to race so close to an injury. But you're sort of proving people wrong again, because I'm guessing you're going to be on the starting line next week.
I mean, that's the plan, and I feel like it's been going very, very positively in my running training. So I'm quite confident I will make it. I hope I also make it to the finish line.
You will.
Well, healthy most of all, but yeah, actually, like I was not in the best space mentally before I twisted my ankle already. So May, June, I was just not feeling very good, mostly mentally, and it almost felt like, okay, that ankle twisting was obviously very, very disappointing, but it almost, felt like a challenge that got thrown my way, where I'm like, okay, I'm just still gonna try to get to Nice and just like do it with like everything that's going on now, and just get there in the best possible way, get the best possible result, and work every day very, very hard for that. And yeah, like that's kind of been my mindset ever since that happened. And I think that's been a very good mindset to kind of break me out of that mental issues that I had before that.
It was interesting. I was interviewing Mark Allen yesterday, and he's won Nice 10 times, right?
Yeah.
And there was one morning where he woke up sick, like really sick, and thinking, oh, I shouldn't even go to the starting line. And then he made a decision, okay, I'm probably functioning at about 50 or 60% right now, but I'm going to get 100% out of what I've got and be happy with the effort, right? And so it changed his whole mindset from I have to win to I'm just going to get 100% out of whatever I got. And then he ends up winning, right? And then, Tim O'Donnell was injured for I don't know how many months leading into Kona 2019 with an ankle foot injury, and got second place. Sometimes the fact that you were forced to rest, you were forced to focus on your swimming and your cycling, puts you in a position where, you know what, I'm sort of playing with house money here, and nobody's really expecting much of me, and you could all go off and have the greatest race ever.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, that's kind of the feeling I have as well. I feel a little bit free because honestly, I'm kind of proud already of like having made it back, and that I'm going to make it to the starting line. So kind of everything that comes on top of it is just a bonus right now. And yeah, again, obviously I hoped to be there with a bit of a different preparation, but you never know the people's struggle, and everyone has things going on in their preparation. Like it barely happens that someone has a perfect preparation they're exactly happy with. So sometimes you just have to, play the cards you get dealt.
So when this year, you won 70.3 Nice on that course. You wanted to be a bike racer. Obviously, the downhills and the technical part of this, I'm guessing you love. And the fact that it's a lot of clients, it's a real bike course. There's road furniture out there. There's sheer downhills with cliffs and lots of climbing. Is this a course you enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love it. For me, this is like, I have kind of said it, and it's a bit of controversial opinion. And also, I have never been in Kona, but for me, this is actually also definitely a world championship worthy course, especially if you just look at like what this course takes from the athletes. Cycling is also about being technical, being able to climb well, having a bit of watts per kilogram, and a Kona course is more of a full-on powerhouse ride. So I think this actually, I'm kind of happy to do this one as a step up to Kona in the future, get some experience under the belt, see what the level is like of my competitors as well at an Ironman, at a World Champs, when everyone's gonna be bringing their A game. So yeah, for me, this course, I love it, honestly. Like I'm gonna feel like a kid in the playground on the bike, I think. So it's gonna be mostly about not getting too excited and not getting too carried away, I think. And reacting on the right moments, but not wasting my energy too much.
What do you look at as the best race you've ever had?
Oh, the best race I've ever had.
Maybe
That
it's a
would
race. Maybe it's a race that means the most to you, or maybe told you I can be one of the best.
Oh, maybe one of like, so there has actually been, and that was also thanks to Mark Hermans actually.
Yeah.
There we've had a European Cup, so a short course race, European Cup, in my hometown in Westwezel.
Wow.
And I had like, like obviously so many people came and watched because triathlon is quite big in our area, and so many people came and watched. There was a lot of pressure on me, and that was before I had won many races, and I had all the pressure on me, and basically just dominated the race from start to finish. I know it's not the highest level, but
Doesn't matter.
winning is winning, and that's where it kind of changed a bit my mindset, and quite soon after that, I won a World Cup, got on the podium of a World Series. So that one, it's one of my best memories, and I think also kind of triggered something inside of me that I can win big races.
You obviously have shown that you've won some of the biggest races, which is really, really fun. And this transition, when you're doing ITU and you have to wear the same kit and your logo can only be this size, has it been fun doing the longer distance racing where you pretty much do whatever the heck you want? Your kit is your kit. You wear whatever you want to wear. You get whatever sponsors you want to bring to the table. You can do that. Your social media is your own. Has that been sort of freeing for you to just love the sport?
Yeah, it's definitely cool, and it has some really cool aspect. But I have to say that sometimes it's also challenging because you also have to form your own team around you, which I think now I have found the right people around me. But that is sometimes a bit challenging, because you need to fill in, like you don't get surrounded by a federation. You need to have your own manager, your coach, maybe someone that travels with you, a mechanic, like everything has to be in order. So it has also a challenging part. But what I really love about the long course racing most is just that the races are usually in combination with age group racing, where you really feel kind of valued and connected with like the base of our sport. And for me, that's awesome because, I mean, you can go and do races in faraway countries where sometimes there is barely any interest on the sides. But if you're here in a Nice, there's going to be thousands and thousands of spectators on the side, like all the age groupers kind of, also a lot of them look up to what you're doing as a pro. And for me, that's part of what I do this for, like sharing this journey with other people. So for me, that's the best part of long course racing and Ironman.
Well, I remember talking to some of the pros. They go to Yokohama every year and they do the race and there's no people there. And it's like, you're going from one hotel to another and you're not really connecting with how people are paying to be participating. They love this sport and it changes their life for the better. They've lost weight or they've overcome cancer, whatever. There's something special about our sport. And sometimes you don't get to see that, but you get to see that when you're racing a long course because you get those people can come up to you and they can relate to you because they go, hey, what were you feeling like at mile 30 of the bike, right? What were you, they can't go play golf with Tiger Woods. They can't go hit with Roger Federer, but they can be in the same course the same day as Marten Van Riel with one of the best guys in the world. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you nailed it. Like that's a unique thing about our sport. And I think, like the participation, the age group, that is kind of the backbone of our sport. And like now a long course, I'm able to kind of pick and choose my destinations where I want to go racing. And that's been really fun to connect with kind of different communities.
Love it. Marten, thank you so much for taking time. I'm so glad you're going to be on the start line. I think you're going to have a great race. I think it's going to be really, really fun to watch. Thank you for what you bring to the sport. Your enthusiasm is awesome.
Well, I'm at least gonna try to entertain the race. That's the least I can do. And
Yes.
yeah, thanks for having me. We're gonna give it a good bang here.
This is, I always call it the endurance entertainment marketplace. This is entertainment at the end of the day. And you're going to put out a good show, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
Marten Van Riel has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob. Hold on. We will be right back.